Hello, hello, Alessandro here. Another interview. Welcome back with another interview. Moving all over the globe. This time I'm bringing you to beautiful Bali, Indonesia. And today with me is Andy Khen, the general manager of PMG Hotels and Resort, which is a group of hotels in Bali. First of all, Andy, welcome and thanks for being here with us. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me, Alessandro. How are you? You look happy.
I'm good. Yeah, you just said I look great. Yeah, no, making the most out of this time. But yeah, actually, it's very good. But that's actually now. Let me give you a little bit of background to the people listening, in the sense that I really wanted to have Andy here because Andy, like I said, is based in Bali and he owns and runs a hotel in Bali. And Bali is essentially, as you know, probably one of the most popular, probably the most popular destination for remote workers, all right, which is a sort of new trend, especially for the, the post-pandemic times. Remote workers used to refer in many different ways, like, digital nomads, location independent, but let's just stick to, remote workers, which is more broad. But if you think about it, this may be a very good target for many hoteliers in the moving forward of the post-pandemic times. So, Andy, what in your opinion, being in Bali and having already this kind of experience, what can we hoteliers, in general hoteliers, what can we learn from your experience? And is there any suggestions that you would like to share and give to other fellow hotel professionals?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Alessandro. Well, the pandemic has taught us a lot of things and really put our patience and resilience to the test. As the Charles Darwin says, the author of The Origin of Species, is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent that survive. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. Yeah. So I think that with this pandemic, we just have to be adaptable and agile to changes. As for working and managing remotely, I do not really have any major issue of doing so, because before the pandemic, I was literally 100 plus days away from the office, doing international traveling and business trip, attending trade show, exhibition, seminar, and etc. So my team is kind of used to my absence, physically. But with the technology, I still can monitor most of everything via video calls, now Zoom, as we are doing now, WhatsApp group and emails. Yeah. Then pandemic happened. I think that managing the team during the pandemic, during this time of uncertainty, it is more than ever we need. I think I would like to summarize first. I think that we have to be more compassionate as to put ourselves to our team's shoes. Not only the pandemic, as we know, does affect us financially, but also psychologically. And we, as a leader, I think that we have to keep the morale of the team up. Then the second one, I think we still have to keep leading by example. Yeah, we have to keep showing optimism, of course, to our team. Yeah, it will not rain forever. That's for sure. There will be sunshine after the rain, as people say. Yeah. So we do not show any despair or panicking. And lastly, I think that we have to maintain self-discipline. When you work from home, you have a lot of distractions actually. So when a Zoom meeting is at 9 a.m. in the morning, so everybody involved has to attend at 9 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
Right, that's a little bit of structure, of course, but let me just comment on what you just said, because you said, very two general comments on your feedback, which is are extremely important. Well, first of all, the quote by Charles Darwin, which is by the way perfect for these times, which is essentially all about changes. I mean, those who survive in these times are those who are more adaptable to change, and this is perfectly the situation. I think the word change, in my opinion, is most times even overused. We use it too much. We say that we need to change, but very few actually are really embracing a change, are more likely scared about change, which is, of course, something totally understandable. But it's good to hear it from, from you as a top manager of a corporation, as a hotel professional, to keep hearing these words. And the second thing is that you also mentioned your people, which is a beautiful thing. Your peers, your staff, your employees, also stepping into their shoes. Is this something that probably we're not very much used to it? I mean, on a general level, not necessarily talking about the hotel industry, but it's something that, when saying so, I think you are saying that we need to start from our people, right? So from our employees to revamp and to rebound from this terrible situation. Now you're in Bali, we said many times. How is the situation now in Bali, more or less? I mean, are there any news about borders? Are there borders going to be reopened soon in 2021?
Well, life is pretty much normal here in Bali amid the pandemic. I mean, people still can go to the beaches, going to the restaurant, bicycling, of course, with all these COVID-19 protocols. Even though the number of positive cases for COVID-19 is relatively low in Bali compared to other regions of Indonesia, but because the Bali economic 80% depends on tourism, Bali has been hit the worst among other regions in Indonesia. Bali economic growth has reached rock bottom to -12%, the lowest amongst any other region in Indonesia. And also, according to the Bali government, more than 75,000 of hotels employees have been either on furlough or terminated.
Wow.
So that's sad.
Huge.
And
that's huge.
And some of the areas in Bali are like ghost towns. But both central and local governments, now led by the new minister. We just have our new minister of tourism and economy, have intensively conducted meetings as how to revive tourism on the island as for international travel as a super top priority, and also talk for travel corridors with the neighboring countries have been done as well. So we really hope with the vaccine starts to be injected. It will speed up the recovery and international borders can reopen sooner. And I hope it will be really happening on the H2 of 2021.
21 is true, 2020. Yeah, makes sense. Actually, the very last point, Andy, because this is another beautiful thing that I've seen on actually your website. I mean, I'm just quoting the very first thing that I've read as soon as I landed it, which is, let's use this time to reflect and reconnect. I'm just reading actually because I have the website open. And this is, I repeat it again, let's use this time to reflect and reconnect. This is a message, a pop-up, the very first message, beautiful message that pops up first as soon as someone lands on your page. And it's really, I really like it because it's really, touchy, heartfelt, it's really authentic. And this is really my last question to you, how important is for you to keep, a real, transparent and heartfelt relationship with your peers, with your past customers, probably your future customers, even in times like this, where there is probably very little or probably even no revenue at all.
Yeah. Well, as people say, this pandemic will and has reset so many relationships. Relationships with your bosses, relationships with your customers, etc. But this is also a test to show who we really are during this difficult time. Everyone is pretty much under the same storm, but on the different boats, as the saying. I think that showing sympathy and compassion to show our good nature, which costs us nothing, becomes more important than ever.
All right.
This is the time to strengthen the bonds with our peers, with our colleagues, with our guests, with our customers, etc., etc. This is the time to retrospect. This is the time to reconnect. As cliche as may sound, tough time won't last, but good friends will.
Very good
Yeah,
friends will. Yes, I mean,
yeah,
and I'm gonna say again what you just said about this is a test to see, to show who we really are, and I think you are perfectly right in the sense that difficult times, it's relatively easy to to come in quotes fake, not necessarily because we have, but it's relatively easy to fake when things are going well.
right.
Well, actually, when things are going bad, like in these times, this is probably where we show ourselves as who we really are. And
Yeah, yeah. As people say, crisis will show attitude. Yeah, the real
right,
attitude.
right. It's a beautiful message, Andy. Thank you so much. That's really good. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for being with
Alessandro.
us today.
Okay, thank you. Stay safe and healthy.
Stay
Okay, thank you.
healthy. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay,
Take
bye
care then.
bye.
Bye bye.